Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Bullony Basketball. Here today with none other than YouTube creator Theia, also known as Michael. Last time you guys saw us, we were taking it down on the IRL courts, but how are you doing today?
Good.
You're good? Okay. Well, that's good. um, but no, anyways, we got a few topics to talk about today. Then we'll have the 20 questions game at the end. Uh, but I guess we'll start off with Joel Embiid because he was freaking on fire this week. And, he literally dominated the Atlanta Hawks, who, obviously that was the team in 2021 who eliminated them, and then came back and followed it up with what I think is the best game of his career against the Utah Jazz. Had 59 points, almost a quadruple double. Did have a double double, but it was insane. So I guess, what did you make of either of those Embiid performances, and what do you think of him? Because he's doing this without Harden. Like, what do you think? How he's been playing so far?
Well, I know at the beginning of the season, he started off pretty rough, playing kind of lazy. Um, that's when Harden kind of picked it up for him and started playing better. But now he switched the role since Harden's gone. Now he's going insane. I do know that game, like he carried their team. Like I think the only other person that had like double digits was like Maxi or something. He
Mm-hmm.
had 18. Yeah, but he absolutely carried the hell out of them. But yeah, he's playing great now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think honestly with Embiid, it's kind of weird. I feel it's weird that he plays better. Like, you would think a great player like James Harden would kind of rub off on him, in a better way. And I guess it's kind of funny because we talked about James Harden. I think is like the primary thing when we talked last season when I had you on the show for that one episode too. But it just seems like Harden, like, he's played well. Like, so far early in the season, he's looked better than he did last year with Philadelphia at least. But I don't know. I think it's just something about maybe like just Embiid getting more touches, maybe like having more of a central focus in the offense. Like you said, like he had 59 points. The only other person in double digits was like Maxi. And how many points did they have in that Jazz game? They had like 105 or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, so I mean, like, that's over half the team's points. And the crazy thing is, it just felt like in the last probably about almost most of the fourth quarter, I'd say like the last 8 minutes of the game, it was just like a score by Embiid and then just a block by Embiid. And then he was getting all the rebounds. Like, he literally did everything, I think, in the fourth quarter. And I haven't seen a game like that probably in like so long. I know like playoff implications probably matter more, but I guess like throwing like situations aside, like, oh, this guy did this in like the NBA finals, or this guy did this in a regular season game or something like that, like that might have been like a top 10 performance like ever or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, just individual performance in itself, because it's like we've seen a few quadruple doubles in NBA history. Haven't seen any like recently. It's been like 30 plus years or something like that. But like almost 60 points and dropping that, like, that's never been done, right? And accounted for over half the team's points. He accounted for like his production offensively, I think accounted for about like 90 points of like the 105. Like, they without him, like if they played the same way, they get blown out for sure that night.
They cannot win that game whatsoever.
I mean, it would take like a miracle. Like, I'm sure Maxi would maybe get more touches. He'd probably play better as well, even though he did play good. But yeah, honestly, I don't know. This is, I think, the Embiid that we all thought would come into this season. Some people thought like this is the year he's going to win MVP. But like you said, like the first few games, like he kind of just was like waltzing into the season. Now it seems like he stepped it up. He did win Player of the Week, so I don't know. We'll see what he has in store. But you got any other thoughts about Embiid or the Sixers or anything?
I just need Embiid to have that same performance every game, but I need his other teammates to also do something.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I know that man was tired
Mm-hmm.
after that game, bro.
Yeah, I think like especially like Tobias Harris, like he's one of them that's he can go off, he can get you 30 like sometimes, but at the same time he could also drop like 5 in a game. Like, he's too up and down. You know what I mean? Like, even if he was a little consistent, like, that would be another thing. I think, like, the bench, too, is still trying to get integrated, like, with Harrell and DeAnthony Melton, all those guys. So we'll see what the Sixers have coming forward. They are 500 now after a terrible start, so we'll see. But we can move on. We could talk about another team who lately, I mean, they've lost 2 straight games, so they're getting closer to 500 in the wrong way. But it's the Memphis Grizzlies, and in particular, Jaren Jackson Jr. He made his season debut the other night against the Pelicans. Didn't really do that much. Like, he had like 7 points, 6 rebounds. Kind of just like I think like a feeler game to kind of get him back in the groove. And then now Desmond Bane, who has played so well to start the year, like he's almost looking like an all-star. Now he's going to be out for 2 to 3 weeks. So I guess, like, what do you make of, the Grizzlies, kind of being unlucky, getting one guy back, losing another, also the great season that, well, I even mentioned Bane, but also like Ja is having. Dylan Brooks missed the first few games, but what do you make of Memphis right now?
I think it's early, like it is for every other team. So I think they'll be all right in the long run. Them losing Desmond Bane right now does hurt them a pretty decent beat because he's like their second guy out there than Ja. So I think they're going to be all right. They get Bane back. If they get their whole team healthy, they're going to go off. They're already going kind of nuts right now. So, yeah, they'll be all right.
Yeah, I think for me, I think it's kind of a good thing. Like, in a way, it's a good thing, but in a way, like, maybe not, because obviously you want everyone out there, like, at the same time. But, so last year, I believe, without Ja Morant, I think they went, like, they started the season, like, I think the last 3 games where they were kind of just benching everyone, but basically they went 18-2 without Ja last year, and it was insane. Like, winning 90% of your games, that's crazy. This season's only like a couple of weeks in, and they're already 0-4 without Ja and Desmond Bane. So already double the losses and literally no wins. So I think that's good for the sense where it's like, it brings people to reality that it's like, okay, like, I'm sure people thought last year, like when Ja got kind of injured in the series against Golden State, like they thought like, oh, like, we still got it and everything like that. But, you need these superstar players to also like calibrate your offense and like lift you up to the next level as well. And you're seeing Desmond Bane kind of become an all-star level player too. And Jaren Jackson Jr., I would say, is probably like the true anchor of their defense. So you have those 3 guys together, as well as Dylan Brooks. I know he kind of got the short end of the stick because he missed like a decent chunk of last year. So he's kind of just didn't really fit in there from, I guess, my point. But, like, you need, I think people are going to start like realizing how important it is that like you need these players to progress. It's not often that like a team can go through all the way to the championship or even win the championship without like an actual superstar. Like, how many times does that happen? Maybe like the Pistons in 2004 with like Chauncey Billups and Ben Wallace or whatever. That might be like the only one in like recent history, and it's really not even that recent because it's almost 20 years ago. So yeah,
it really hasn't been done like
yeah. So I don't know. I think like you said, it is early for the Grizzlies. I know it's early for everyone, but I guess like it's fair to say it's early for them because they're still getting it gelling. I think they have like a lot of new pieces as well. Like they have Santi Aldama, who was playing big minutes while Jaren Jackson Jr. was out. Losing DeAnthony Melton, like we just talked about that with the Sixers, and losing Kyle Anderson too. Like, so these are things that they kind of need to address. Other people need to be inserted there. Rookie David Roddy getting in the mix. So it'll be interesting to see how it all works out. I'm kind of not completely sold on their depth, but one thing I know about the Grizzlies over the past, 2-3 years is that, like, on paper, maybe their depth doesn't look great, but then just the way that they play, like, you can't really ever count them out, especially, their coach as well, Taylor Jenkins. So, yeah, I don't know. You got any other final thoughts before we move on here about Memphis? I couldn't really hear what you said, but I'm going to take it you said no.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, we can move on. We could talk about the team of another young all-star level point guard, and him in particular, and that is LaMelo Ball and the Charlotte Hornets. He did come back the other night against, I believe, the Miami Heat, but, they're not looking too great. I know they just got a win, I believe, against Orlando or something like that. But they were on like a 7 or 8 game losing streak before that. Right now they just look awful. We were just looking at the standings before we recorded, and they were 4th to last. Is that what I told you, right? So, like, not good. That's not very good. This is a team, they were in the play-in the last 2 years. They were the 10 seed. Obviously, the whole Miles Bridges thing, that's just like a whole, like, carnival ride going on. They lost Harrell, like, kind of a little bit like similar reasons just because of like the conduct, but obviously not the same reason as Miles Bridges. And then you see like, LaMelo go down early. I mean, can LaMelo Ball's return save Charlotte's season? Like, I don't know. What do you think?
I like LaMelo Ball, I really do, but it's gonna take more than him. I feel like to like really bring this team back to what it needs to be. Because, I don't think LaMelo Ball, he's good enough, but he's not the type of guy to really carry a team like that, like LeBron is or something, or I don't know, a Luka or maybe a Trae Young. He's not that level of like, boom, I can do all of this for you guys and get us the win. I don't think he's that kind of guy right now. So it's gonna take more team basketball, and right now it's pretty rough. Maybe they'll figure it out, maybe they won't. But right now, I don't think. Maybe they'll get a couple wins here and there, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think one thing about Charlotte is you can tell that they've been desperate so far this season. It just feels like they're missing a lot, and like we said, like they're missing Miles Bridges. He was probably their second best player last season, and that's unfortunate. Like it's not like it's Charlotte's fault necessarily for that, but it's just something that should be noted. But they're playing guys like Nick Richards, who he was like at the end of the rotation last year. Dennis Smith Jr., who was basically out of the NBA, they basically brought him back. He's kind of been like, he was the interim starting point guard basically while LaMelo was rehabbing and stuff. And, both of them have played not too bad, but I don't know if that's quite the answer in 2022. I think Gordon Hayward has played well. I think it's good to see that he's actually like playing good again, because I thought last year, even before the injury, he kind of seemed like he took a step back, like he was kind of regressing a little bit. And I don't know if maybe it's just more opportunities now. That's why he's playing better, but he does look a little bit better, so I guess that's a bright spot. But their team just looks like trade bait at this point. Like whether it is Gordon Hayward or whether it's Terry Rozier or Mason Plumlee or someone like that. Like teams are probably going to be like looking at, oh, we could add them to a contender. They could be like Rozier could be like a great 6-man off the bench, or Gordon Hayward could be like the perfect spot up shooter, or Mason Plumlee is like a backup big or something like that. That's kind of like what I see with Charlotte, and I don't think they can really save their season. I guess it depends what a successful season would be in Charlotte's assessment. Because, they've been in the play-in the last 2 years, and they lost the first game. So I would think, like, success would be getting better at least, like maybe making the playoffs even as an 8 seed. I don't see that happening. They're already so far down there, and almost every team above them is probably a team that I projected would be better than them, except maybe, like, Indiana and, like, Orlando, and maybe the Wizards, but the Wizards have been playing pretty good too. I wouldn't even put them over the Wizards, like in terms of like who I trust more right now. So I don't know. I think, can he save them? Probably not. He can be very entertaining to watch and everything like that, but I don't know. I think Charlotte's just like in a hole right now. But yeah, I don't know if you have anything else there.
Yeah, I hope that they can. I hope they can just pull off a few more wins this season and not look so terrible.
Just a few
That's
more
about it.
wins. I think they only got like 4 right now.
Yeah,
So if they end up with
that's
like
rough.
maybe 7 or 8, yeah, that's all right. I wonder. I think actually, like, I think if they ended up with 9, maybe it's 8 or less wins. If they ended up with 8 or less wins, that would be like the worst win percentage for a season ever, like in NBA history. So,
Jeez.
yeah, if they doubled their win total and then we reached the end of the season, they would make history and be the worst team ever. They'd break the record of the Charlotte Bobcats, same franchise that owns it, just, a different team name. That would be
Yeah,
sad.
it is.
But yeah, we can move on though. We could talk about one of the California teams, probably the California team that gets the least amount of recognition because everyone's always talking about like, oh, what's going on with the Lakers? They look like a train wreck. Right now, the Warriors, like no one knows what's going on because like, they've had all their chemistry issues before the season, like with Draymond and Poole when Draymond hit him, and now they're not looking too great. The Clippers, like we don't know what's going on with Kawhi, but for once, it might be the most smooth in Sacramento of all 4 teams. Actually, right now they have the best record of all the California teams, which that's crazy to think of too. The times that we're living in. But what? Just tell me like what have you seen? I guess from Sacramento so far, like this season. Like, obviously they got Sabonis last year at the deadline. Fox, he's obviously gonna step it up. I think last year you kind of heard the noise that people were starting to like, I guess, forget about him in a way. But just what do you think of the Kings right now?
I think that they have been really, really impressive. I mean, I saw them beat a full Warriors team with Curry, Poole, Draymond, Clay, all those dudes. I saw them beat that team. Fox has improved tremendously. This dude's shooting lights out right now, which, he wasn't that good of a three-point shooter, I don't think, the last year or two.
Mm-hmm.
So he's definitely improved in that caliber. Kevin Huerter, he's been a great addition to the team. He's been going crazy as well. Yeah, I mean, everything they have right now is gelling really nice. I mean, they could mess around and surprise some people and, win a lot more games and get into that playoffs, man. So I'm down to see that, honestly.
Yeah, I think for me, like when I made my predictions before the season, I had them just outside the play-in, but I said like, this is a good Kings team. I think they were the only team I had missing it in the West where I'm like, they're like a notch above these other 4 teams I have below them. But yeah, so like, I don't know. Honestly, like they have been playing pretty good. I think Fox, he's out to make some noise this year. He wants to be a first-time All-Star. Sabonis, I don't know if he'll quite be an all-star in the West, but he looks like, he's not falling into, I guess, like, I mean, you even know this because you were talking, like, about how much you liked watching the Mavs, like, with Luka and stuff. Like, I guess, like, in the Kristaps Porzingis type of situation, like, in the past few years, which he's also been playing really good this year so far with Washington. But, like, like, the stereotype he got in Dallas was that, like, oh, he's just, shooting bad, low-quality shots, like he's too soft and everything like that, and he's, like, just not it, like, as a second option anymore. Like, I was kind of worried Sabonis in the Western Conference would kind of fall into that position, but, he's been great. He's been rebounding the ball really well. I think the other night, like, he was against the Nets when they put up 153 points in regulation. No, no overtime or anything. Yeah,
they destroyed the Nets.
Mm-hmm. It was insane.
It was such a sad sight to see. I'm like, what is going on? I mean, good for the Kings, but my goodness,
Mm-hmm.
they were down the Nets were down like 30 or 40 or something. It was like
they were down 100. It felt like it, honestly. But yeah, I don't know. I think honestly, like this team, we already mentioned like Fox, Sabonis, Kevin Huerter. I said that was a good signing before the season because I mean he has playoff experience. I mean, never forget he went off in that Game 7 against Philly that moved them to the conference finals too. He was really their best player and the biggest reason why they won that game. Malik Monk as well. Like he played really good with the Lakers last year. Probably one of their only bright spots last season. And then. Harrison Barnes, he's an NBA champion. And then Summer League MVP, Keegan Murray, right? Like, I don't know. I think this team, they have a lot that probably I don't know. They have a lot to prove, and they have a lot of energy guys as well. And I don't know. I'm not a Kings fan. I'm sure you're not a Kings fan unless you've been lying to me this whole time. Um, but I feel like most NBA fans just want them to get into the playoffs and just end the drought. Um, Now maybe if the Bulls didn't make the playoffs last year and didn't end their like 4 or 5 year drought, maybe I wouldn't be saying this because then it would make the Bulls look worse over the past several years. But honestly, I'm happy for the Kings. Hopefully they keep it up. They've started the year 7-6. The last time they did that was 2018, 2019, and that was in this whole 16, 17 year drought. That's probably the year that I thought they had the best chance to make the playoffs that they didn't. And part of that I think was like due to injuries as well. This might be the year though. I don't know. Some of the stars that we know and love, some of them are getting older. Like that's the reality. And the Kings, they're hungry. But you got anything else to add there too?
They do. I hope they continue just to keep winning games and keep getting better. Surprise people.
For sure. Oh, I didn't even mention like Richaun Holmes too. Like he played well last year as one of their key players. Like he was their starting center, but I don't know. I think he's been out like with injury too for part of the game. So when he's like 100% as well, like that's only going to add to the Kings and what they can accomplish. But without further ado, are you ready to move on to the 20 questions NBA game?
Boy, here we go.
Okay, so I'll explain it for anyone that's new that hasn't watched it. So basically, Michael here is going to ask me 20 yes or no questions about an NBA related thing. Could be a current player, current coach, former player, former coach, basically anything like that. It could be an NBA team as well. So, and you're going to ask me all these questions, and after every hint question, you're allowed to guess one player or coach or team or whatever it is. You might not start using your guesses until later, and that's okay. But if you get it correct in less questions used, you get more points. So one question used, you get it right, 20 points. Two questions, 19 points. And then it goes on until you're out of questions. There's 3 total questions here, so the maximum you can get is 60 points. But are you ready?
Ready.
Okay, so you can start asking away on the first one. Let me get my phone here so I'll be able to track it.
Okay.
All right, so you can go ahead.
All right, how should I start this? Okay. They are. Okay. They are one of the worst teams in the league right now.
So, wait, are you asking if they're one of the worst teams in the league right now?
Yes.
Define that. Like outside the playoff picture, or
Yes, outside that, yeah.
no, they are not. Well, okay. Okay, I'm gonna basically give it away because you caught me off guard. You caught me slipping. It's a player, not a team. But
okay.
I said no. He is not like outside the playoff picture.
Okay. Is he young?
Is he young?
Yeah.
What would you classify as young? Like
20, the mid-20s, like 25.
So like between like 25 and younger? Or set like a max a highest age that you would consider young.
25, 20 like
Okay,
yeah, 25.
Then no, he is not young.
Okay. Is he old?
If older than 25 is considered old, then yes.
Okay, okay, okay.
Oh, what would you? Okay, wait. So what would you consider old then? Like 30 or older?
Yeah.
Okay, then no, he is not old. So he's somewhere in between there.
Okay. Is he a good 3-point shooter?
Um, you're asking me, you're asking me a lot of very specific questions. So I guess like define a good 3-point shooter. Like clearly, you know he's a current player. So like this season or like for his career, are we talking too?
Okay, okay. This season.
And what above like what percent and higher is a good 3-point shooter to you? Would you say?
To be honest, I don't even know. I what is it?
Okay, I think league average is about like 35%, 36%, somewhere in there. So if
Okay,
that's the case, then no, he is not a good 3-point shooter, at least this season.
gotcha. Is he white?
He is, yes.
Okay.
That was a good question.
Is it Luca?
It is not Luca.
Damn, I thought you would have did that.
So now,
Okay.
because that was actually a player guess, that doesn't count toward your total questions. You've used 5 so far.
Okay. Ah, is he in the Western Conference or the Eastern Conference?
Uh, it's not exactly a yes or no question, but he's in the West.
Oh yeah, my fault.
it's okay. Either way, you were gonna know. Like, but yeah,
Yeah, this is white. West. Yeah, there's so many.
he's not. He's in the playoff picture too. Remember that.
Okay, okay. Oh my God, but who's in the? Mm, okay, okay. And you said he's not a good 3-point shooter, right?
At least not this season. Um, for his career, he's also below 35%. So yeah,
Yeah. All right. Um, is he above 6'3"?
yes.
Okay. That was a horrible question to ask. As important. Uh, I want to just start throwing out names at this point. I don't.
You can now. You can only throw out one name per each hint. So right now you've used 7 questions, so you could throw out a name. Then you'll have to ask an 8th question. Then you could throw out another name, and so on.
Okay. Is he very athletic?
No,
No. Okay.
no.
All right.
Honestly, just the way I said no should probably give it away.
I mean, maybe. I don't. Does it? Okay, so he's above 6'3" and not athletic. That's kind of crazy to me.
He's in the playoff picture. He's white,
hmm Western Conference,
Western Conference.
not athletic. Who's not athletic in the Western Conference? That could be a good amount of people, to be honest. Okay. Um, Okay. I'm throwing out a name.
Okay.
I think. Is it Kyle Anderson?
It is not Kyle Anderson.
Ah,
I don't
I
even
thought that could be it
I
because
don't
like
even think he's
he's not
white.
like, is he not?
I think he's light skinned, kind of.
Oh, okay, yeah,
I'd have to check on that, but I don't think he is.
okay. Mm, mm, mm. Is he 6'10"?
Like 6'10" exactly, or 6'10" or taller.
Okay, 6'10" or taller.
Yes,
Okay, so he's got to be a power forward or center.
most likely.
Um, who's not an athletic center? That's insane to me.
I feel like you. I feel like I'm surprised you haven't gotten it by now. Honestly.
I am too. Oh, wait. Mm, Blake Griffin?
No, it is not Blake Griffin. He's not
Okay,
even
because
in the
he's not
West.
that athletic anymore right now.
He's not even in the West either.
Oh my good. Yeah, it's just bad right now. It's bad. Okay. Oh, okay. I think I know who it is, but I gotta ask him the question.
Okay.
So is he a center?
Yes,
Nikola Jokic.
it is Jokic. Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm surprised you did not get that much earlier, but
I know. I kept. Well, I mean, you see why I kept naming people in the fucking different conference. So
you
that's
you
a,
I feel like you micro like analyze that so hard. Like you probably thought I was gonna give like a random player. Like I'm like, nah, I'll
no,
just
I
give you
did legit.
Jokic.
I thought you were gonna give me like some random that no one knows or something. I don't know.
Sometimes I play it the opposite way that way. People think I'm gonna throw out the craziest names. No, I'm throwing
Yeah.
out the 2-time MVP. But all right. So you got 11 points on that one because you used 10 questions. Are you ready
All
for the
right.
second one?
Yep.
All right, ask away.
Okay. Is he a point guard?
Um, so like when you say that, like his primary position of point guard, or like did he is he someone who plays point guard at all?
So, like, is his primary position a point guard?
Then no.
Okay. Is he in the Eastern Conference?
Uh, no, not currently.
Okay. So is
Well,
he in the Western Conference?
no, I'm only gonna count that as one question for you. So that's two that you've used so far because he's not currently in either conference because he's not current.
Oh, okay. He's a past player. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna get this.
I feel
Shit.
like nah. I feel
Okay.
like you should get it.
Okay. Is he black?
Yes.
Okay. Is he a center?
No.
Is he a shooting guard?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's five questions so far you've used.
Shooting guard, black, back in the past. Oh boy. Um, is he 6'6"?
By that you mean like 6'6" or taller, or just 6'6" exact?
6'6".
No.
Ah, I don't. Did he win a playoffs? That's not pretty helpful, but
Did he win like a championship?
yeah.
No.
Okay. So he's a loser. Got it. Um, I'm not gonna get this, man.
I feel like you should get this. You definitely know this player. I'll tell you that.
Well, I'm sure I do, but wait, did we already confirm which conference he was in or no?
No, because I said he was not a current player.
Right.
I mean, you could ask me like what conference he primarily played in or something.
Oh, so he's been around. Oh Lord.
Unless he played just for one team. I got to leave the open possibility that he played for infinite amount of teams too. I can't give everything away, you know what I mean?
Yeah, something's clear, hard to find. Man. Okay. Is he athletic?
Uh, I would say so. Yeah.
All right. God, everything I've like asked has not helped me narrow this down at all.
I mean, you could ask like eras or like teams and stuff he played for,
True.
or like
Um.
awards he's won, something like that.
Okay. Yeah. What awards has he won?
I can't answer that because it has to be a yes or no question. Like you got to ask me about
Oh,
an award, and then I
okay.
can
Okay.
tell you.
Actually, no. I'm gonna hold off on that. Is he a good 3-point shooter, or was he?
Um, I mean, like, so what I would say to this is, if you look at his 3 point percentage now, then you would say no, but maybe back then it wasn't bad. So for his time, yes. Like if you were comparing it to players now, then no.
Okay. So did he play when a 3-point line was around?
Well, yes.
Okay. We're not going that far back. Okay.
Okay, so that's 10 questions you've used.
Yep. God, who the oh Lord. Did he win all-time defensive award?
Like defensive player of the year?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. I'm running out of questions already, man.
You got
This is rough.
9 more you can ask.
Okay. Uh, is he a well-known player?
I mean, kind of hard to judge, but I would say yes, like for sure that he is.
Okay. Is he on the Hall of Fame?
Yes, he is in the Hall of Fame.
Okay. A black shooting guard on the Hall of Fame. Trying to think of names. I gotta make sure I don't think of like a dumb name. Lord, this is I got nothing right now.
You are welcome to give up if you literally don't know and you don't even know what to ask, but I'm not going to encourage it. That's on you.
Well, you encouraged it. I give up. I can't think. My
Okay.
brain is literally blank right now.
So, that's tough. So, the correct answer, it is someone who's well known, probably among all shooting guards all time, probably like the third most popular for retired ones at least. It's Allen Iverson.
Oh my God.
I probably would have started narrowing down like the specific team he played for. You know what I mean? Like the most, and then I would have found like Sixers, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's got to be Iverson. Like if I was doing it, but yeah, that's tough.
Wait, Allen Iverson, he wasn't athletic?
He was athletic. I said he was.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he
Yeah.
was 6 foot, and he could dunk. I mean, that's
Yeah, that's
pretty
fair. That's
athletic.
fair.
Actually,
Yeah, I don't
like
know.
I don't even know if he's 6 foot either because when I saw him at the Big Three, like I was probably like an inch or two taller than him. Like when he walked through the thing, so it's like he must be like
Okay.
5'11", 5'10". So I don't know, but yeah. So, anyways, we'll move on to number three. That one wasn't your question. You still got how many from the first one? You got 11 points on the first one, so you could redeem yourself here. Are you ready?
All right.
All right, you can ask away.
Are they in the Eastern Conference?
No,
Okay. Are they in the Western Conference?
well, yes.
Okay. I gotta make sure I get the right, situation I'm in right now. Okay. Are they a small forward?
No.
Okay. Are they on the Warriors?
No. If they were, that would have been a great question.
Yeah. Are they on the Suns?
No. I see what route you're going here.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing wrong with it, but yeah, I mean, you do
Yeah.
you.
Are they on the Mavs?
Nope.
Mm. Okay, okay. Are they white?
No.
Okay. So they're black. Um,
It's got to be. It's the only other option. There's only two different ones out there.
well, I'm just gonna assume for now. Um,
Okay.
hmm. Are they a point guard?
Um. So when you say that, you mean like, is their primary position for their career point guard, or like this season are they a point guard?
This season, are they a point guard?
Then yes.
Okay. Hmm. Is it Damian Lillard?
It is not Damian Lillard. Not a bad guess.
Are they athletic?
Uh, I wouldn't say so. No. Um, at least from what they show in the games. Also, I will follow up on the question with the point guard. So he's listed as a shooting guard even for this season on Basketball Reference, but he does play point guard. Like, so just thought I'd let you know that.
I can't think of people who aren't athletic at the shooting guard position, or at least that show it at least. Mm, okay, yeah. Are they on the Nuggets?
No.
Are they on the Rockets?
No.
Ah, man. Are they on the Pelicans?
Yes.
Okay, great. I know literally nobody on the Pelicans. I gotta think of these names. CJ McCollum.
It is CJ McCollum. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Not bad. Pretty
Let's
good.
go.
That method actually worked with you literally just guessing every team.
Yep.
So you used 12 questions in that one. So that got you 9 points. Not too bad. So overall, you got 11 for the first one. You got 9 for CJ. You did not get any for Allen Iverson, unfortunately. I feel like maybe if you would have kept going, you might have been able to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But either way, still got 20 points. Pretty respectable. Not too bad.
I'll take it.
So, I guess one last thing. I've been doing this like every episode. Before we go, name a player you do and do not like. Now, this could be a current player, a former player, just anything. And for any reason, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna go Trey Young.
For who you do like or don't like.
Don't like.
Oh, that figures because you like Luka.
Yeah.
Okay, and who do you like? You could say Luka if you want, or
Yeah, I'm trying to go for somebody else.
you could
I like
also
Shea.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. I like that.
Yep.
Not too bad. Yeah, and that will come another day. But yeah, I don't know. I think 20 points, not too bad. With the trivia. So, the 20 questions trivia that is, and yeah, we'll see for that other stuff down the line. But yeah. Anyways, I think that's basically gonna do it for the show. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching. You got any final thoughts?
I hope every season continues to be amazing, which it probably will do so.
Yeah, same here. And yeah, go check out my man. You've been uploading a lot lately. You've been really live streaming, that is.
Yeah,
So,
I've been live a lot.
yeah, live streaming a lot. If you want to see, once a week NBA stuff, you come here. If you want to see live streams daily, go over there. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching, and we're out. Peace.